What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're having a great day so far, and welcome to your middle of the day market update. Basically, just an update I do in the middle of the day, talking about the markets, how they've developed from since the morning when I did my first updates. Some interesting coins to look at, just in general market circumstances, news, everything. All right, so that's what we'll do in this video as well. We have some news to talk about. In general, the markets right now. Like if you zoom out to the 4-hour time frame, the news we got, which apart from that, like there's no real crypto specific news, I would say. We did see BlackRock amending the Ethereum ETF application and seed capital being injected. So the Ethereum ETF coming in June seems to be becoming more and more likely. For those of you who don't know, we still need an S1 filing to actually make the ETF go live. And we can still see bullish momentum before that. So that's something you do have to keep your eyes on a little bit. But the major news today, even though so far it doesn't really look like the market is reacting to it that much. But we had initial jobless claims and continuing jobless claims. The GDP numbers we had for the US did not matter. We're also as expected, but you can see that the jobless claims in a 4-week average and the initial jobless claims are a little bit higher than expected, which is seen as a bullish result for the crypto markets. Now, the continuing jobless claims were a little bit lower than expected. So I would say that this result is actually mixed, but you can see that the dollar strength index is dropping down. And historically, this has been this has been negatively correlated with Bitcoin. You can also see this turned bearish the 1st of May. And that's also, that was not that's partially when Bitcoin turned bullish here, right? So the dollar strength index being bearish here is good in general. Now, so far, we're not really seeing that, all right? I still think that if you look at Bitcoin right now, that we are consolidating. Earlier this morning, I would say that the markets as a whole actually were relatively bearish. With a very strong Bitcoin dominance. You can see that some cryptos started to perform when we got that news, and we'll have a look at those. And I think in general that there's cryptos that are interesting. Not the entire market is correlating anymore, so not the entire market is just following Bitcoin. So that's interesting, but Bitcoin itself is still, I would say, very neutral. All right, so the open interest sure went up a little bit over the last hour, but it's still not at the same levels as it was yesterday, for example, or even earlier this morning. So we'll have to see. All right, I think it's a little bit more likely to see a bullish market and a bullish Bitcoin, but I do think some sort of a spike down into 66,600 and that level around 66,000. Is still coming. All right, so be prepared for that, and once that happens, and once we actually see some bullish momentum, which I do think is most likely to come at some point of time, then is the best time to long. But all right, to talk about some more interesting stuff and talk about cryptos that I think have potential. It's a short list, but there's some cryptos that I think had some interesting moves and that can actually turn into something better. Metis, which is an Ethereum beta coin, actually showed some momentum earlier today. Overall, that was very bullish last week when we heard the Ethereum ETF news. So do I think this will really break out of this range we have and rally? No, but I do think you need to keep your eyes on it, all right? Because if we actually do see a strong Ethereum, I do think this can rally a lot. And then we have ACE. ACE is starting some sort of a bullish channel right here, which so far hasn't turned into anything. But if it's able to break above $6 right here, which is the main resistance level, so that's right here, if it breaks above that, I think it has potential. And you can also see with ACE that in the today, earlier this morning, we actually did see some strong momentum coming in. It's not convincing enough to predict a breakout, but at some point of time, I think a breakout is quite likely. Ordi, also quite strong, but it's nearing a major resistance level at $50. So unless we break above that, I think that's not interesting, or some sort of a pullback. That could be interesting too. WorldCoin quite strong, but also at resistance. So most of these altcoins are those four are really the main performers right now, I would say. So unless they get a breakout, unless Bitcoin and Ethereum really start to rally, I don't think they're that interesting. All right. You should be alert for when the opportunity comes. You should be able to take them and be active and just in general be ready. But for now, I still think it's better to wait for that spike down for Bitcoin, wait for that momentum to kick in, and start bidding some strong performers then, all right? So those are my thoughts. That's what I think you need to know for now. If you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.